Hello and welcome to the Bird Garden YouTube channel. Bird Talk Live. We had a little echo.
Hello and welcome to the
Bird Garden YouTube channel. Bird Talk. Got it. There we go. Tried to have a technical difficulty there, quickly averted. Thank you for joining us. This is the Bird Garden channel. This is the Bird Talk Show. We're going to talk about that easy bird watching today, and why wouldn't we? We've been doing it all over, basically the United States, most recently South Texas, currently right here today in Northeast Tennessee, foothills of the Smoky Mountains. Birds are going crazy everywhere. We had a cold spell, put a little pressure on the birds to feed, so the Bird Garden YouTube channel feeding station has been covered up. We even had a very special visitor. I may have a photograph ready to show you, I may not, but things are happening. We were in Texas. I'd say it's post-migration. The winter birds are in Texas now, the ones that live there year round. The ones that migrate out of there have gone. The ones that migrate to there were there. Several videos posted currently on the Bird Garden YouTube channel, several more coming. We released one Saturday. We'll talk more about that. We'll have another one coming up this coming Saturday. But thank you all for being here. 4 people in here on time today. Canessio Valley Cichlids first. Hello, Rack. Hope you're doing great. I certainly am, and I hope you are as well. Congratulations on that #1 slot. I think you may have been there last week too, if I'm not mistaken. Always good to have repeat viewers. That means you saw something you liked and you came back. And that's exactly what we're aiming for as we leave this live stream up on the channel as video content. We hope that the thumbnail will attract some people to the replay, or some people who wanted to be here during the live stream will be able to drop in on the replay, and they'll discover some of the other fantastic birding content on the Bird Garden channel. We've got videos with over 20,000 views. We've got short videos, long videos, edited videos, live streams, live bird feeding clips, tips, tricks, how to attract birds, how to watch birds, and basically all of that. Every one of those things I just listed are ways that you can enjoy yourself, your life, ways you can learn. It's a fantastic hobby that you've brushed up against here by joining us on the Bird Garden channel. And we're just inviting people to participate. If you're a seasoned birder, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And you're probably doing a lot of head nodding. Yeah, I've experienced that. I'm continuing to experience that. And if you're not a bird watcher yet, you don't know what that's about, you don't know how to get started, don't know if you want to, hang in there. Stay tuned. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about all the benefits. What just popped into my mind was that it's mostly free. You can do it with your eyes and your ears, wherever you are. I'm doing it right now. I'm listening out the window for birds. I just came in from gathering some art supplies, and I was doing it across the windshield. Didn't even make it out of the neighborhood. Huge red-tailed hawk, low pass across the whole windshield. It was amazing. I'm watching birds all the time because I love it, not because I have to. And it's not even really because I want to. I just do it. I'm in the habit. So I do feel good. A little bit of elation. Endomorphins, is that what they call that when you feel happy? Birds do it, and I've trained myself, I guess, by repetition, just by doing it and continuing to enjoy it, to the point that I've become so experienced I'm able to share with whoever will listen, especially you guys who are viewing the content here at the Bird Garden, how we do it, how easy it is, how fun it is, and then how cheap it can be. It can be a little pricey. We had a question during last week's live stream about first-time binoculars or optics for bird watching. I'm going to touch on that today. I'll tell you, I do have some feelers out for special guests. I have gotten some responses. So we should be getting some expert opinions on a variety of things. I'm looking so forward to sharing that with you. Be sure and check back for that. I think you're going to really appreciate those guys when I get them when I get them settled into a video conference, I'm gonna put them through the ringer. I'm gonna ask some questions that I think you might want to know the answer to, and you can help me do that. If you, this is just an ask, you don't have to do this, but if you like, you can put your questions in the comments below this video when it posts. That's easier for me to find when I go back looking for questions to ask these factory representatives and experts and so forth, world bird travelers. It's easier for me to go back in the comments of a video versus the comments in a chat of a live stream to find out exactly what you want to know. So leave a comment on the video when it posts with your questions, and listen, we'll just ask it. I mean, don't worry about a question being too simple or too specific. We'll find out from the experts. And while you're doing the algorithm things, make sure you click all the clicks that you want to. Everyone matters. Everyone helps. Thank you in advance. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up. If you know somebody else who likes this type of content and would like to enjoy their life a little bit more, would like to relax a little bit more, maybe would like to learn something, share a link with them. Share the link to this live stream. Share a link to a short, 15-second short. Share a link to an edited video. Beautiful birds. The montages I've been able to create recently because we went to South Texas, Rio Grande Valley. Amazing. I'm not bragging on myself. I'm bragging on the birds. They are unreal. I truly think you're going to enjoy them. I hope you do, and you'll share the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, if you're viewing, if you're taking in the bird garden content and you like it, hit the subscribe button. That is a huge way in that tells everybody, hey, this is the type of content that I like, I want to support. I think it might benefit others, so I'm going to subscribe. And then YouTube gets the message via the algorithm that, okay, we can share this this type of content, this person in this genre saying these things. We can share that with other people. It's a vote of confidence. It's a safety for the algorithm when you do that, if that's the kind of thing you do. It's not required. I appreciate it. If you help the channel enough, and YouTube does reward it with views outside the genre and beyond our normal viewing audience, there's a super chance we're going to have a positive impact on our environment as we talk about taking care of the birds, considering the birds, being mindful of what the birds do for us, how they make our lives better. And then it's almost a selfish act rather than a selfless act to want to take care of the birds' habitat, because we want to see the birds for sure. And I want the birds at my feeder, and they can only come if they're in the area to begin with. So subscribing can achieve a lot. And then if you want to make sure you get all of the content, if you get a notification for all the content we publish, hit the bell icon. Now that not only gives you a little heads up when we're going to go live like we are now, when we publish a new bird garden video, but also when we use the bird garden community tab. Now I've used that community tab for several things that I think you viewers might be interested in, including upcoming content, art auction winners, polls, photographs, achievements, recommendations. So we've been active at the Bird Garden YouTube channel on the community tab. Okay, this is our channel colors, or channel logo. You see that at the top of the screen when you go to the YouTube homepage, you know you're at the right place. We're glad that you guys are here. 7 of you here now checking in on the chat. We've got Mr. Gates. Hey, Rack, hope all is well. It sure is. I hope you're well too, Mr. Gates. Thanks for being here. And we have Mike's Aquatics and Things. What is up? I'm paraphrasing all of you wonderful folks. Whip's World is here. It says, hey, Rack, I was just watching you over on Susie's channel trying to catch up. Whip's World is commenting about me being a guest on the Q Aquatics YouTube channel. If you guys aren't familiar with Q Aquatics, I recommend you check out the Q Aquatics YouTube channel. Susie is a friend of mine and a wonderful bird lover. She has a pet bird, a macaw. It's amazing. She has a pond with turtles and koi, lots of fish, lots of plants, some reptiles. She just loves nature. She gets it. It makes her life better, and does a lot of teaching on her videos. I always learn something when I tune in to one of Q Aquatics videos. So I recommend, if you're into nature like I am, if you're a nature nut, bird nerd, head on over to Q Aquatics. I think you're going to enjoy what you find over there. And we are very thankful that Susie Q allowed us to be a guest on her live stream. We talked all about birding, bird watching, backyard birding. Had a blast. Hope to do it again. Mike's Aquatics and Things is checking in the chat with the LOL. Thank you for giving me a little license there to interpret. I think what's in the chat stays up as we upload this live stream as a video. I think you can still see the chat, so everyone will be able to see, well, what was Rack talking about. It was nothing, just something funny. Okay, we are moving on. We're going to talk about beginner, binocular, and optics today. Just going to touch on it. I'm not an expert. I'm just a guy on the internet, but I've been using binoculars for a number of years. I'm going to give you 2 cents or less. That's it. Just a little opinion. And then we are still hoping to have some optic experts come on as guests, and then we'll pay very close attention. We have had some busy activity out on the 24/7 Bird Garden YouTube channel feeding station. If you haven't seen that live stream, check it out. 24/7, night and day. We've had creatures of the night out there. The camera continues to capture infrared images all through the night. Typically, the birds show up for breakfast this time of year right at 7 o'clock, 6:58, 7:02. That's usually it's a Cardinal that's on the feeder first. Then they start pouring in as the sun comes up. It's very active in the morning, and they take a little break right around lunchtime, 11 to 12ish, and then right before we went on air, I was out there and it was crazy again. White-crowned sparrows, red-headed woodpeckers, northern cardinals, Carolina chickadees. The list goes on. You'll see if you go over to the 24/7 live stream. So I want you to do that. Check in, enjoy, leave that playing in the background. Now, the bad news is, and it's not bad news for me. It's not really bad news. It's just it's not as good as it could be. When you watch that, the channel doesn't get the log that time as public view hour since it's 24/7. When you watch this live stream, we get credit for every minute that you watch. We're trying to reach that 4,000 hour in a year milestone so that we can become a YouTube partner and be monetized. We just rolled up to 1.6K, so we're headed in that direction. Thanks for being here today. That really helps. And when you share content, super help to the channel. So thank you very much. In the meantime, we are doing some art auctions. I'll reveal a piece of art we're going to auction today. This really helps the channel, and you get a nice piece of rack cross art. I'm in the Christmas spirit. We got the red and the green going here today. This piece is titled Autumn from Space, and it is part of the Betaverse series. A 4x6 canvas panel. We're going to auction that. If you're interested, it's open. You can start bidding now. OKC Cal is here. Thank you so much. It's nice to meet OKC Cal in Texas. We were looking for the same bird, whooping crane, endangered whooping crane. We found it. It was way out there in the field behind some grass, and I was able to get a bead on it in my scope and share the view with OKC Cal. So welcome again. Good to see you again, OKC Cal. I hope you're doing well. Merry Christmas to you and yours. This painting, we're going to start the bid at $10. You use the $ and the number 10 for the first bid, and that's how we go. And then the bid can increase by $1 increments. If we happen to make it to First of all, that includes free shipping in the United States. $ $10 gets the auction on Autumn from Space going. We get the $15, includes a free easel, little easel for your desktop size art for you to enjoy. Great gift idea. Great stocking stuffer. $10 includes free shipping. The bid gets to $15. We throw in the free easel. This one's on the block right now. The auction is open. Remind me in chat if you want to see that again. We are moving on. We've got some other things coming up, some exciting things in the work. I don't know if you've noticed over my shoulder. There's another bird back there on the wall. That is a northern cardinal. Let me show it to you. The northern cardinal on my brand new Magic Fluke Company ukulele. This one's called a flea. A flea. If you know anything about ukuleles, this is a concert size. Concert size ukulele. That's engraved in the neck, the name Redbird. I painted that. I designed that, painted that, and worked with the Magic Fluke Company to get a custom made polycarbonate back so it travels well. It's a very nice instrument. They sent me the front panel, the soundboard of this ukulele, and I prepared the surface, painted the surface, clear coated the surface, sent it back to them, and they constructed a ukulele out of it, custom for me, engraved on the back of the neck, Redbird, which is what I named the ukulele. And I would strum it for you now, but it's horribly out of tune. Brand new, takes about a week, 2 weeks for the nylon strings to settle in. That's close, but not in tune. So it's punchy. It's got a lot of guts. I like it. It's loud for a little guy, but I love my Redbird design. Let me know in the comments if you like that. That's the Magic Fluke Company flea model, custom by Rack Cross. I got that in the mail this week. I was so happy. Monday. I got 10 people in here watching now. I'm showing off my new custom ukulele, the Redbird. We're talking about things coming up. We got experts in queue. The way I'm going to do that, I'm going to interview them on like a Zoom conference call. And so I need your questions. So I'm asking you to comment after this live stream posts as a video. I'm asking you to comment with your questions so we can get to the bottom of these birding questions, bird watching, bird optics, bird feeding, any question you've got. Put those in the comments. I'm going to pass them along to our experts as I get them in the hot seat. And we can have them on live. That would be fantastic. However, this time of year is just hectic for everyone. I know you're taking time out of your day to be here. I really appreciate that. And I mean, these vendors especially, holy cow, it is their season. They've got to sell it this month. So we're being very flexible with them. Definitely, I've told all of them we're going to do anything that we do at their convenience. So no pressure, but I do want to get you guys some expert information as well. In the meantime, you can have some amateur information. Now, you all recognize this as a pair of binoculars. That happens to be Nikon, okay? Now, they used to have more information, nomenclature, size on the barrels here, and I can still faintly see it right here. See if you can. Yeah, just faintly. That says Nikon Action Naturalist 4. And I've gone through several iterations of these. This being one of the earliest, Nikon Action. then later it may now be the Naturalist or Aculon. They keep changing the marketing name. It's okay with me. So these they're a little hefty in the hand, and the mechanics, they still work well. Can you see that eyepiece going in and out there when I turn the wheel? That's still smooth as silk. I've had a little plastic damage right here, wear and tear. The eye cups still in good shape. You can see the objective lens, the larger lens there, pretty good shape. That little oval you saw was a reflection of a light I have in here. So this was the exact model and style, not the same pair, but the exact model and style of my first bird watching binoculars. And I'll tell you what, it's a Nikon, whatever the latest name is, Aculon, Action, Naturalist, but it's called a Porro Prism, all right? A Porro Prism, Porro, and you can see the offset. These lenses, these pieces of glass are not in line. There's an offset. Okay, that's the Porro. So the mirror is reflecting a different direction. Now, actually, this Porro design is highly accurate, but because it makes the binocular a little bulkier, it's also heavier than necessary. Now, the option and the binoculars I use these days are called roof prism rather than Porro prism. It's roof prism, and they're just this one tube on either side, straight shot. So you reduce the bulk right in here, the binocular. They're not as accurate. I mean, to tell you the truth, I can't tell a difference when I look between a Porro and a roof prism. I do notice the difference in weight. And when you have these things hanging on a harness or a strap around your neck and you're doing repetitions all day long, at the end of the day, you appreciate less fatigue when I mean, this is like amplifying vision, right? So you're looking through here, it gets bigger. So any little motion is also amplified. So at the end of the day of carrying binoculars, you appreciate not being as fatigued. So this particular set of binoculars here, excellent clarity. I like the Nikon glass. Now you can get cheaper ones, but I'll tell you, this is very inexpensive. This is an inexpensive pair of binoculars. This is, if you ask me, this is the only pair of binoculars that I would recommend for under $100. There's plenty out there. Plenty of binoculars out there under $100. I can't recommend any of them but these. If I'm going to spend less than $100 on optics, I'm buying the Nikon Aculon, Naturalist, Action, whatever they call it now. And I'll tell you something else. If it's my first pair, I'm going to buy these. They put numbers on all of these binoculars that give you an indication. These are 7 by 35. Okay, so that's written number 7 x 35. 7 by 35. And that means the magnification power is 7 times. 7 times. And it's by 35, which is the number of millimeters across on this objective lens. So 7 by 35 tells you how much magnification you're going to get, and then the number 35 in this case gives you an indication of how much light that's going to let in. Okay, so if that were 7 by 40, it would be bigger. You could anticipate more light. Or 7 by 50, even bigger. Also here, that as this number goes up, so does the weight. Okay, so this pair of binoculars is not light. You don't buy these because they're lightweight. You buy them because they're inexpensive, sharp, crystal clear for under $100. I recommend 7 Power, 7X. 7 by, and then the standard 35 in these binoculars. That's going to get you a really clear image at a very low price. Now, you can go up in magnification, 8, 9, 10. I don't recommend 12. Nothing. I don't recommend anything over 10. Again, if you're not on a tripod, and I have a scope that 60 power, it's on a tripod, and even when the wind blows it moves quite a bit. But if you're hand holding some magnification optics, I don't recommend over 10 power. And if you're starting out, definitely start at 7 power. Now, not only is it going to be more steady in your hand, but at 7 power, you're going to get more of a field of view. The bird's going to appear a little smaller, still identifiable. Okay, you're going to lose a little bit of range. You might be able to identify a warbler better at 50 yards than 75 yards with 7 power. But what you're learning as a beginner, first-time binocular user in particular, is how to get the bird in your field of view. Okay? We're going to do a little lesson here. If I see a bird, now work with me. I'm pretending I see a bird right over there. I've got binoculars. I see some bird movement, have no idea what it is. I want to look at it in my binoculars because it's probably a really cool warbler. So what I do is I lift my binoculars up and I look at it. Now, they're probably pre-adjusted to me before I see my first bird. I take a couple of steps to get them ready. So when I throw those binoculars up, I'm ready to see a bird. But what you have seen me do a few times now is very important. And what you did not see me do is this. So I never lost eye contact with the bird that I wanted to see in the binoculars. I stay focused on the bird. Then I bring my binoculars into my view. I never move my eyes. I'm still looking at the bird. So then the chances are very high, if I do that when I get my eyes in the binoculars, the bird's still in there. Then all I have to do is focus. Okay? So that's making an intentional effort to stay focused on the bird, then bringing the binoculars up and focusing, versus looking down at the binoculars and getting them set on my eyes, then looking up. Now everything's distorted. The area that you saw the bird in, it doesn't look like that area anymore because it's only this much of it. Very difficult to find a bird if you take your eye off of it. So there's a good piece of information I learned early as a bird watcher, and it has never failed me. So if you ever want to look at birds through binoculars, remember that tip. If you're looking to buy your first pair of binoculars, here's a safe recommendation. Nikon 7x35, okay? Before we went on the air, I searched these on the internet, and they were available for $59, $69, and $79. Now, I'm sure you could pay more. You could find for $89. The first pair I bought, oh man, pre-2000, I paid $110 for. So the technology has allowed the price to come down. Look out. Did you want to say hello? I have a dog visiting me right now. She's sometimes a little shy. You want to come up here? Come here. Oh, that's a good girl. That's a good girl. Yeah. They want to see you too. They want you to be on the show. Are you a bird dog? You're not a bird dog. You are a bird dog, but you don't bother the birds. Okay. Good girl. That's a good girl. Thank you for saying hello. That's a good girl. Good puppy. Okay. Yep. We'll go outside in a minute. Okay. All right. That was Lookout, the Chesapeake Bay Retriever. We call her Looky when she's good. I love her. Carol S. says, I've got a pair of Nikon Monarch. Monarch 5 8x42 and love watching birds. Listen, I have got 2 pair of Nikon Monarchs right now. I'm not crazy. I can only use one at a time. I know this. I bird watch so often. I mean, you can see right here. All right. So can you see that? So the paint's wore off of this strap. Now, this is not a metal to metal. It was a cloth strap. It just moved across there, the cloth strap, sanded off the paint. I can't tell you how many pairs of these I've worn out. And then I started buying the Nikon Monarch like Carol S has. serious upgrade. That's one of the roof Prism. So at that time, early 2000s now, my pair of binoculars cost 110, is going to cost you $70 or less, probably. I think Dick's Sporting Goods was a big box store that was online that had those things. Now, listen, you're not getting a masterpiece, okay? You're getting a very adequate first set of binoculars. And again, what do I know? I'm just a guy on the internet. It was adequate for me. And then when I leaped up to the Monarchs, that was like $300. So I went from 100 to 300 and totally satisfied. I was. And by the way, I was in love with, at that time, Nikon customer service. I've since gone away from Nikon. I don't know anything about their customer service. But when I was buying the lower end binoculars, I had one pair that I'd adjusted the cap so often that it just like seared off. Okay, it wasn't a pair like this. It was this binocular, but they had an upgrade that had a little ring over here that would magnify it from 7 times to 15 times. Now you lost a lot of clarity. That was not a very clear pair of binoculars, but I could go from 7 power to 15 power. And I had done that so often with that little lever, it solved the eyepiece off. And I sent it back to Nikon. They said they'd never seen that before. They couldn't fix it. Oh, so anyway, yeah, these things, I'm amazed. This is an older pair, as you can see, and the mechanics are so good. And that's what you don't get on a lot of inexpensive binoculars, especially after they wear in and wear out. The glass is still really good in these. They are a little bit out of alignment where they've been banged around so much. But still, nice pair of binoculars. The Monarchs, I went from a 7 power to a 10 power, and it was better for me. I was already very accustomed to getting the bird in frame, so extra magnification was extra good. The clarity on those Monarchs. So definitely the price increase was justified. And going on with my very amateur opinion, if you're looking for a first inexpensive pair, this is good at the ballpark. It's good in the field for bird watching. I don't care what you're doing, the NASCAR race. These Nikon 7x35 are a good pick for low money. If you're a little more serious about something, regardless of the hobby, and you're looking for an upgrade to your optics, I would recommend upgrading to the $300 to $500 range. It's just like a lot of you people here I recognize. Hey, Stephen P. 2003 Aquatics. You guys are fish keepers, and you appreciate nature already. It's easy to do, but you also know that when you're buying an aquarium, buying the biggest that you can afford and you have space for will serve you better. You're going to have less problems with the water shifting dramatically in a larger tank versus a smaller tank. You end up doing less maintenance on a larger tank. You enjoy it more fish. So I guess it's the same with optics. Get the best that you can afford. And I have a power tool philosophy. I don't use that philosophy when I buy power tools. I buy the low end. I buy the cheapest. I don't have a wood shop. I'm not a woodworker. I do some basic repairs around the house. So I buy wood tools with the philosophy of I'm going to buy a cheap one. And if I wear it out, because maybe it's not as high quality as an expensive one, then I'll buy an expensive one. And I've had to do that on a couple of tools, drills in particular. But circular saw still. I mean, I've got the $30 Sears Craftsman skill saw out there, ready to cut a 2x4 right now. I just don't use it enough to justify the extra cost of a nice DeWalt or Makita. So the same may be true with your binocular needs. But if you're serious about a hobby and you're already using some optics to magnify your field of view, I recommend going from the only pair less than $100 that I will ever. Now, I could eat my words if one of these experts say, hey, wait, you got to check this out, because I don't know everything about the optics universe. But currently, with my current level of information and experience, I can only recommend the Nikon 7x35 Aculon Action Naturalist, less than $100. Then I'm recommending you jump. Don't stop at 100, 200, go to 300. 300 to 500 puts you definitely in another echelon of quality. And Carol S. has already discovered that. 8x42, that's what I had. You notice the 8 is going to get, and I also had the 10x42, but I had the 8x42, crystal clear. So 8 gives you one more magnification power. Now, whatever you're looking at is 8 times larger instead of 7 times larger compared to the less expensive one. And the objective lens is 42 millimeters versus 35. So that lets in a little more light. And also, don't forget, it reduces your field of view. So there's less to look at. It's more in focus. So the bird in my case is easier to see detail on the bird, but more difficult to get the bird in the frame. So if you practice with the 7x35 and you're really good, again, then go to the 8, go to the 10 power. You'll really appreciate that. If you start at the higher magnification, you might get frustrated and quit. So wear out a pair of 7 power binoculars before you jump to the 10. And to be honest with you, that larger objective, recently we bought a pair of binoculars, and we had an option of like a 45 millimeter objective lens. That pair of binoculars was bright when you put them up to your light. I mean, well lit, the 45s. But the option in the same magnification power was 32. So you go from a 45 to a 32. Didn't know about that. Looked through the 32, and unless you're at dawn or at dusk, very, very low light, I couldn't tell a difference. Someone probably can, and someone can comment in chat or in the comments later that, yeah, there's a big difference. In daylight, broad daylight, I couldn't tell a difference. The difference was every repetition, because that glass was smaller, it was like a pound. Is that right? No, that's not right. It was 8 ounces. It was 8 ounces lighter between the two. 45 millimeter objective, 32 millimeter objective, half a pound lighter. So every 2 repetitions, you've lifted a pound less. So at the end of the day, your hands are steadier. Not only that, not only are you preserving all of that fatigue by lifting less, but you're lifting less. Whether you have any fatigue or not, you're lifting less. You're holding less steady. So that's a consideration. Maybe not for your first pair. Not if you're looking for under $100. Deal with it. Deal with the Poro Prism, the little bit of heft, because, good, cheap, and easy, right? They don't all come together. You can sometimes get 2 of the 3, but you're not going to get 3 out of 3. So, yeah. If you want good and easy, you're probably going to pay more than cheap. It says, Stephen P. says, do you have a fancy set of camera lenses for photographing birds? I do a lot of bird photography with my spotting scope, which, as I've mentioned, is 30 to 60 power magnification. And I just use my iPhone. A lot of the videography that you see on the Bird Garden channel, I've used that phone. And I have a piece of hardware that fits on the phone, and then it just goes right over the cup of the spotting scope. I'm going to say 90%. That said, yes. And now I'm a YouTuber, right? So I've never been actually a photographer, maybe in high school, early college years. But as soon as I got my first video camera, I was a videographer. YouTube is perfect for me. I love doing video. So I've got cameras, that are traditional body shape with a lens, but I use them for videos. And when I buy them, it's because they have good video credential. My latest camera is the Nikon P1000 Coolpix. It's huge for a camera, and the lens extends. It looks like one of those enormous wildlife lenses. It's very big, and it's just great for video. The issue is when you get a lens that magnifies, so you're on a tripod, you're not going to hold that still. So if I've got a scope that's 30 to 60 power, and I've got a lens that's 125 power optical zoom, which is amazing, that means 2 tripods on my shoulder, all right, and binoculars that I can't use while I'm en route. And you see a lot of birds in between stops to look through the scope. I can't see any of them. So it's not especially practical. It has to be a really good bird watching spot that I know why I'm going there, what I'm going to see, not exploratory, if you know what I mean, to carry both the camera and the scope. And the scope always has priority. You can see a long way with a spotting scope. Whips World says, even at 10, I struggle sometimes. I take them when I walk the transmission lines for the electric company, and occasionally I find eagles and hawks absolutely nesting in the structure. Seems too far though. Cameras on phones are amazing. Stephen P. 2003 Aquatics. Canestio Valley Cichlid says he's in the river valley full of raptors and ducks. Good for you. That is so cool. That means in the wintertime, your birding doesn't slow down because the waterfowl come in. Awesome. Canestio Valley Cichlid says, I have Minolta 10 by 50 coated lenses from 1990. You get that coated lens, man, then the coatings are what's improving. You're talking about chemistry. Look out, we're going to talk for a minute, okay? We're going to talk. All right. Someone may have come to the door. She's trying to get my attention. But those are nice binoculars, Minolta. I've never had a pair, but I've seen people have them in the field without complaint. Okay, a reminder, we've got an auction going on. This is Autumn from Space. We're waiting for our first bid, $10. Kicks the bidding off. We got the Christmas spirit here. Red and green, because you might need to buy a last-minute gift for someone at $15. We're going to throw in a free easel. Either way, it includes free shipping in the United States. We got some of that going on. We've talked about the Redbird, the ukulele that I designed and painted and sent back to the manufacturer. They turned it into a ukulele and sent it back to me. I'm so happy to have that. Ukuleles, like birds, make things better. I wrote a song. Susie Q played my song and video on her live stream when I was a guest there a couple of weeks ago now. And the song is titled Waves and Things. I wrote it after having a wonderful beach vacation. But it works really well if you change the word waves to birds. Then it's the lyrics go, I see birds and things, making everybody so happy. Why don't we be like birds and things? So that's pretty cool. Stephen P. 2003 Aquatic says the camera doesn't do the art enough justice. I got mine last week and it looks so much better in person. Well, thank you, Stephen P. I appreciate that. And I hope that's the case. I hope you like it better in person than you do on camera. That's the Betaverse series, Autumn from Space. I've got a bid now. I got Canestio Valley Cichlids, and there may have been another bid that I missed. I apologize if so, but we've got a bid for $17. That's going to include now the free easel. Any bid above that, you're going to get free shipping in the United States and a free easel. Thank you very much, Canestio Valley Cichlids. Now we're going to settle up on PayPal if you win within 24 hours. My PayPal address is rackcross@gmail.com. Choose the friends and family option where you pick up the few cents or whatever it is, the fees. I'll pay the shipping, you pay the PayPal fees by selecting friends and family. If you mess up and you hit goods and services where I get charged the fees, I'll probably just refund your money, no problem. It happens from time to time. Do leave your shipping address in a note even if I've shipped to you before, it's so much easier to peel your shipping address off of that PayPal note than to go back to my social media and try to find it. It's a big help. So thank you. Thank you very much. All right. We also have the $10 grab bags. If you don't win an auction and you want a little something from the channel, $10 grab bag, you send me $10 via PayPal. Tell me you want the $10 grab bag. I'll send you a little something. No guarantees. No returns. You just give me $10 to help out the channel. I give you a little something in appreciation. Thank you so much for your thinking about that one. The $10 grab bag. If you just want a $5 grab bag, we got several of each. We got a $5 grab bag. $5 to PayPal. Tell me you want the $5 grab bag. Here you go. Stick it in the mail. No returns. No promises. Just a little thank you for helping out the channel. Just a little something. No, I don't know what's in there. It's a grab bag. It's a pig and a poke. $10 and $5 grab bags if you don't win the auction, which, by the way, I think we're at $17. And since I'm in the Christmas spirit, I think I'm going to go ahead and call this one. Let's go ahead and count this one down. We're at the 46-minute mark. 9 people still watching. I want to count this one down from 5. And when I do, if you want to bid, now's the time. If you're waiting to try and snipe Canestio Valley cichlids, go ahead and get ready on your keyboard, because I have to see the number on my screen before I can give you credit for it. If it comes in afterwards, I'm sorry. I'll give you a shot at another piece of art. But this one closes when I say the end. You know it takes a minute for your comment to show up. So go ahead and get ready. Here we go. 5. This is going once. 4. Last call for bids. 3. This is going twice. Get your bid in. Now's the time to hit go, or it may not show up. 2. Go, 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 go. 1. I'm looking. I'm giving it 1 second left, and sold. Canestio Valley cichlids, $17. Congratulations. You are the winner of Autumn from Space out of the Betaverse series. Very Christmassy little piece of art there. You'll get the free easel to display your desktop art. You got a little collection going there already, Canestio Valley cichlids. I hope you really enjoy that. $17 was a winning bid. That takes care of that. And I have to tell you what, I've got a lot of phone activity today. I'm looking to make sure I'm not missing a call from one of my experts, because if they call in, I'm going to put them on the air. I'm going to let you hear also what I hear. All right. It's 48:27. 9 people still here. We're going to offer one more piece of art today. This one's called Stellar Breeze. Stellar Breeze is going to go on the block. Stellar Breeze is available for auction. We'll start that one off at $10. That includes free shipping. And if it gets to 15, we'll throw in the free easel. It's the same deal. Lather, rinse, repeat. I have to take notes. I'm so old, my brain doesn't work the way it used to. You'll find out, young snappers. You'll find out, young whippersnappers. All right, got a bid on that one right quick. Stephen P. 2003 Aquatics said $20 on the Stellar Breeze. It's part of the Betaverse series, and Stephen P.'s got a growing collection over there, seems like. He'd like to have another piece of art in there. We got some art collectors in here. Thank you guys so much for helping out the channel. And it's really good to know, Stephen P., that you enjoyed your art even more in person than you did on the camera. I hope that's always the case. Canestio Valley Cichlid says, thanks, Rack. No, thank you. You're what makes the channel go. You show up, you participate, you consume content, you make it all worthwhile. You support the channel by collecting the art. You get something, channel gets something. It's fantastic. Thank you, Canestio Valley Cichlids. And everyone like you. Stephen P., 2003 Aquatics, in there with a $20 bid on that. We're going to let that one sizzle for just a second. Not long. Not long. Stephen P. put the big bid out there, challenged everybody. You put up or shut up, he said. and we're not going to leave him dangling. We've talked about optics, okay? Nikon, Aculon, Naturalist, Action. It's gone by all these names. Less than $100, probably $69, $70. You shop around, like, I mean, the first of the year you might find them $59. Some big box stores carry those. The Nikon Monarch, I've had several pair of. Love the Nikon. That's the next level, $300 to $500. And then if you need a binocular better than that or longer lasting than that, there's some indestructible models out there. Get your checkbook ready. But there are some indestructible models out there. Truly rugged. Amazing. So lots of stuff. I wanted to really hit on that first pair of binoculars. I'm trying to cultivate some birders. Last week we gave away some window bird feeders. I hope you guys received those okay. Got seed in them. Started to attract birds already. Can't wait to hear about that. This week we've talked about your first pair of binoculars. A little bit about how to use them. Yeah, if you got any questions about how to use binoculars, that'd be a great question to drop. To ask an expert. Right now we got an auction going on. We got to close this one out. I want Stephen P to have this for his outstanding bid. If you disagree, if you'd like to outbid Stephen P 2003 Aquatics, now's the time, because this one is going once. 5, counting down. 4. You got to get that bid in because it has to show up so I can see it. 3. If I don't see it, I can't call it. 2, hit the button now or forever hold your peace. If your bid comes in late, I'm sorry, I'll offer you another piece of art, but I have to see it. Canestio Valley Cichlids got his package last week. Hallelujah. Glad to hear it. 1, we're winding down. It's a Stellar Breeze, and it is sold. Stephen P 2003 Aquatics, congratulations, sir. You've managed to win another one of these auctions. You got the beautiful Stellar Breeze, part of the Betaverse series, and a free easel for display. Can't wait to see you enjoy that as part of your collection. Stephen P. Thank you very much for your $20 winning bid. Congratulations. Well done. Okay, and that takes us to the 53-minute mark. I'm going to look through the chat, see if I've missed any questions or comments. If you've got a question of me, if you'll use the @ symbol, @birdgarden in the chat, it lights it up so it's easier for me to see. Let me see. Stephen P has a question in chat. How many of these are in your collection? I think that's just Stephen P's second piece of bird garden art. I could be mistaken, but I think that's his second. So how many pieces of bird garden art do you have, Canestio Valley Cichlids? Canestio Valley Cichlids, I don't think he'll mind me telling you, also has enjoyed a $10 grab bag and also a $5 grab bag. So that's a growing collection of art. He's competing with my wife, which, by the way, I've told other viewers this on other venues. The art that you get the bid on is what my wife has passed on. So she's got nooks and crannies of my art and the different styles segregated, and her collection is spread out throughout the house. So she comes in from work and walks by the drying rack and picks out what she wants and just takes it. It's gone. You guys don't ever get to see it because she's decided that one's mine. They can have all the rest. So, but everyone's taste is different. And the art certainly is radically different, piece by piece. Carla S says she got that Nikon Monarch 8x42. I'm wondering if Carla S has been birding for a while, or if that was her first pair of binoculars. She uses it for watching birds in the backyard at the feeders. Yeah, Yeah, so you got the feeder, and then everything's fine until you discover, I wonder what would happen if I look through binoculars with those, and it's bam. It's like a hole. You fall down in that magnification, you can't get out. Now, the world of magnification is a beautiful world, and once you discover it, you just want to be a part of it. That's what you want to do. I mean, it may be because I'm old, but from my patio to my feeder, the little brown jobs, that's what birders call them, LBJs, little brown jobs. You can't tell what they are. Is it a chipping sparrow? Is it a song sparrow? I can tell if it's a white-crowned sparrow. They have a little more clear line of demarcation on the cap and a little bit larger, but those, I don't know. Is it a Savannah sparrow? Man, if I hadn't had binoculars, I would have never been able to identify the Lincoln sparrow. They look so similar to the Savannah sparrow, and it's kind of a rare occurrence when you see a Lincoln sparrow. Definitely need magnification to tease out those closely resembling species. Gypsy Rhodes in the house. Hello. What's in the grab bag, Canestio? It is a secret. Yeah. Get a grab bag and find out for yourself, Gypsy Rhodes. I think you'll like it. Yeah, I like it. It's just a little something. It's your opportunity to help the channel, and a little thank you on the side. And while Gypsy Rhodes are here, have you noticed the new ukulele? I designed that. I painted it. They turned it into a ukulele. I've been playing it. I've been playing and singing ukulele songs. The first time I've ever performed music publicly was when I got the ukulele just a few weeks ago. I love it. I love it. I say that because Gypsy Rhodes has a YouTube channel and has an amazing singing voice. I think you sing like an angel, Gypsy Rhodes. I appreciate you being here. You guys check out Gypsy Rhodes singing. Tell me what you think. I think you'll agree with me. Canestio Valley says he can't kiss and tell. So there you go. It's a grab bag. That's what it is. It's a grab bag. I don't know what's in there. I don't know. I'll send it to you. You can find out. Oh, you're welcome, Gypsy Rhodes. You deserve that compliment. You've worked hard at training your voice, and I appreciate you sharing with us via YouTube. And I know you've done collaborations with other musicians and singers. So very talented you are. Happy to have you amongst us. I think I'm going to have to truly transpose my Waves and Things song into a bird watching song and perform it in a live stream one day. Would you guys like for me to do that? The object is, if you're here, I want you to stay and to try and attract people. So I don't know, maybe I'll collab with Gypsy Rhodes and I'll send her a track and she can sing it. That would attract people. That might be what we do, Gypsy Rhodes. What do you think about that? Canestio Valley Cichlid says, Rack, what camera is on the live feed? It's called an Axis security cam. It's the same one that Cornell University uses on the eBird bird feeding station. They're on campus at Cornell University. The Sapsucker Woods bird feeding station is a 24/7 live stream, probably one of the most popular in the world. And they have shared with a few people the system that they use, and I copied their system. It's an Axis power through Ethernet camera that allows me to stream directly to YouTube, which not all cameras do. That's an extra bump. It is 4K, is highly sophisticated. It is infrared, so it continues to work at night, and have no complaints. Heavy duty hardware. I mean, it's like spacecraft technology, and that's the only way I know how to do it is pre-packaged, ready to plug and play. If I had to build that, we wouldn't have a 24/7 live stream. Gypsy Rhodes says, I love the live feed. I keep it on while I'm working. And more than one person has told me that, and I'm so thrilled to hear that. That's exactly why we did that. Is so other people could have the enjoyment. You're in a situation where you can't have a feeder at your home. You're in a situation where you can't broadcast even to yourself a feeding station. Watch mine. It's out. It's free. It's free share. Community share. Go out there and get all you want. If you know somebody else who might like it, share it. And I'm going to leave you with that. Sharing is caring. If you see something on the Bird Garden channel that you'd like to share, don't hesitate to do that. We've gone to our 1 hour mark, and we're going to close out this episode 7 of the Bird Talk Show. Thank you so much for being here. We'll be back next week, Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern, to talk about that easy bird watching. I've got another video coming out on Saturday of a super location in South Texas, Benson Rio Grande State Park. Amazing situation down there for bird watching. This week we released the Quinta Mazatlan. I said, got the vowels mixed up. Mazatlan. And they also had an incredible bird list. And the green jays, the great kiskadees, you're beginning to get the idea. Yeah, those things are real popular down there in South Texas, because they are. But watch those videos. Look in particular for the bird photography, the montage at the end. And then maybe I do some introduction prior to the end. I don't know. Watch till the end. You'll see the birds for sure. But those are the Saturday releases of edited content. This live stream will be uploaded as a video. So be sure and leave your comments that include questions for birding experts coming up in interviews here on the Bird Garden channel. In the meantime, why don't you get out there and see some birds?